So the next demo lined up for the day is essentially a demo from the world of augmented reality. So immersive experiences has gained, significant traction in these times. From contactless product experience to remote training and maintenance, AR VR as a technology has provided this entire landscape. I would now invite Kanav Singla, CEO and co-founder at Adloid, SAP startup studio partner, to talk about their AI solution for the discrete manufacturing industry and how they're kind of trying to bring about a change in the narrative. Over to you, Kanav.
Thanks, Justin, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. My name is Kanav, and I'm the founder of Adloid. And as rightly mentioned by Rajesh, AR VR is becoming the new norm for manufacturers across the globe. And the most important contribution AR VR has made up till date is in creating, a digital twin across the value chain for businesses. Be it your distribution, be it your product experience, be it your design, or be it your training exercises, AR VR is at the forefront of helping businesses and create digital twins so that we can go about running our businesses without actually letting things like the pandemic affect our business to the core. And I'll be picking up one of the most talked about or one of the most pained areas that manufacturers are facing today, which is training. And we all know that training is a critical part of the industry, because when we talk about manufacturers, we also have to talk about workforce, because end of the day they are the ones who are going to build products, or they are the ones who are going to manufacture things. And unless we move on to a completely automated assembly, people and people skills within our assembly are very important. So, given training is a very critical part for this industry, COVID has brought about a disruption in this process, which actually has forced a lot of companies to look at alternate ways to train people, be it your technical training or be it your product training. And the mostly used models for training today that we are seeing are your existing video conferencing models like Skype or Google Meets or Microsoft Teams Meets. And they are not the most effective, given that their nature is 2D and they are not built for the function of training. They are built for the function of video communication or conferencing. And also, one of the key you can say problems that the manufacturing industry is facing today is a lot of high churn and iteration in the workforce due to the pandemic, because it's not in line with the workforce being at one place for the entire time. And the manufacturers need to sort of hire new people on a regular basis, and the frequency of hiring or recruiting new people has also gone up. So, that has its own pain, that you have to hire new people, your frequency is increasing. So, that means your training frequency is also increasing in a way. So, this is high time that manufacturers actually build these virtual training rooms, which will help us automate the training process and, make the workforce onboarding process seamless. And, with that thought, Adloid has ventured into creating a product called Adloid EX, which is building a training platform in AR VR solely for the purpose of making the employee training immersive. And we are helping enterprises across the board in industries like aerospace, defense, design, food processing, equipment manufacturers, automotive, industrial design, and with the idea of improving productivity and in a way reducing their costs as well, because the overall training costs will also come down if you digitize your training processes. So our product is called Adloid EX, and it provides a very powerful and persuasive way to showcase your product design, both for productivity gains internally and as well as your marketing and sales as well. And Adloid EX being a cloud-based platform in nature, it can be remotely accessed. It is a remote augmentation at real time, which will help you, load high poly complex 3D models of your designs of your products and effectively run them on mobile devices and laptops. Now, one of the key USPs or one of the key differentiating factors for Adloid EX that we are very focused on is to make sure that we don't need any external devices, or we don't have any external dependency for this software to run. So one of the key examples here is that when we talk about immersive training, the first thing that comes to our mind is that, oh, we will need a VR headset, or we'll need a Google Glass, or some AR glass or something. So the answer there is no. We don't actually need to invest in hardware, and why not use the existing hardware that is present with us today, which is smartphones and laptops? Why can't this 3D training or this immersive training happen on these devices? So that's where our focus is, to make sure that the training costs don't go up. You don't have to invest in external hardware, and you can effectively run these training modules on your mobile devices and laptops. Another key feature that we have sort of gotten as inputs from the manufacturers that we work with is that, can we create real environments in this virtual training experience, so that we are actually close to a real world setting. So to give you an example, let's say if it's a BS6 engine training which happens in the regional training centers for OEMs. Regional training centers are for setting of, let's say, a hotel lobby, or a banquet or something like that. So these virtual environments can also be replicated of that scenario, so that the product visualization is not the only realistic part, but the virtual environment also look realistic. On top of that, there is a lot of collaboration that the trainees or your workforce does when they are talking to the expert or talking to the trainer. And can we bring that real time collaboration also? So the answer is yes. So that is actually the most effective way to do remote maintenance, remote repair and training. And on top of that, is it possible to add assessment features in the platform to measure retention amongst the workforce? Absolutely. So it is very important for us to also measure retention when we are shifting from your traditional way of physical training to a new futuristic way of virtual training. How much will the workforce will be able to retain what has been taught to them? So there is actually a way to measure retention, which can actually tell you, is it effective for you or not. And we've seen a lot of companies like Caterpillar, Bosch, Philips, Siemens, and the entire Continental Group. They've already digitized their training process using AR, VR, and their productivity for their workforce when it comes to training is concerned has increased by a mammoth number of 150%. And that is our aim. That is our aim, to make sure that the manufacturing workforce can be trained remotely in these times with maximum retention, and ensuring that your costs remain minimum. Because any new technology that comes in, the cost factor is as important as the efficiency factor. And that's where our goal or our aim is to make sure that the costs of investing in training does not go up.
Hi, I'm Matthew, and I'm the engineering head at Future Ready. Next week, I have to give a demo session on our company's latest global product, Nimbo, the fastest car in our portfolio of offerings. While I prefer to conduct such sessions in person, it is not possible now because the attendees are based out of different geographical locations and traveling incurs inherent high cost. Video calls, the other alternative platform, lacks the kind of interactivity I want. Recently, I came to know about this innovative solution called Adloid EX, powered by SAP Cloud Platforms and created by Adloid, which is a B2B enabler for augmented reality solutions. I've done some study on it, and I cannot wait to use this application at the meetings. But first, I need to demo this to my colleagues Mary and Brad by creating a virtual room. Hey Mary, hey Brad, I hope both of you are safe and well. I have something amazing to share. Have a look at Adloid EX.
Hello there. I must say it looks very realistic. I cannot wait for this experience to get started.
So I'm going to restrict your movements with this feature. I can ensure that you see what I want to show you.
It feels nice to see things from your point of view. I can imagine presenters enjoying this restricted feature.
This seems good. Hard to tell, but it kind of feels like I'm looking at a real car and not a virtual one. I really like the car in white, as in the pamphlet. Can we do the same here?
Sure, Mary. Let me do that right away, okay? I now want all of you to look at the car inside out. Let me make that possible with this X-ray feature.
Wow, that's so cool. We can easily distinguish the different parts of the car.
I agree with Mary. I was wondering if you can deconstruct a more complex part. such as the engine.
Yep, that's a possibility with the explode feature. Let's use the explode feature on the wheels for your viewing.
That's great. The animation is firm to watch and the details are very informative. Is it possible to edit breathe size, rotate, or move it for the other components of the car?
Absolutely. Let me do that for you.
This makes everything come alive. Seems like real training.
Adloid EX is all this and more. It also makes the life of a production manager a lot easier when you need to train the assembly line workforce. Like, if I need to know the battery replacement procedure. With the electronic powertrain feature, detailed steps for such activities are available for users on the click of a button. By following those steps, even a beginner can perform the task easily. This will ensure a better trained workforce and arrest possible attrition. That's all I have for now. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.
Matthew, I must say, this has been a fascinating experience. I cannot wait to use this application in my meetings going forward.
Thanks, Matthew. The experience was very immersive, and I loved all the features that you showed us.
This wouldn't have been possible without Adloid EX. Hope it continues to amaze you.
So thank you. That's it from my side. Happy to talk about this more, and maybe in a series of events we will cover other features and other functionalities that we keep on adding to this product to make sure that the training can happen in a truly remote manner. Thanks a lot.
Employee experience continues to be an important piece, and AR and VR as technologies is empowering this journey forward. Thank you, Kanav, for an insightful pitch. I'm sure a lot of the participants would be interested to know more about your solution.